from Belgrade here. Romania in lane 1, Great Britain 2, Russian Federation are in 3, next to Italy, the Netherlands and France. Last time out, Great Britain came out on top, but they did look a little bit sluggish yesterday. The Netherlands were second in Belgrade 3 weeks ago. But there we have Romania in lane 1. 2 of them out of the under-23 men's 8. Great Britain, first in Belgrade. So defending their title, if you will. Lane 3, that's Russia. They were 6th in Belgrade, so they're in the A final again, and it's a different field. We had 14 men's 4s entered into this event, so hotly contested. Lane 4 alongside them, that's the Italians. The Netherlands are next up. They're in lane 5. They were 2nd in Belgrade. They took home silver medals there, hoping to improve on that here. And then in lane 6, we find ourselves with France.
And this is a big, big race for lots of reasons, not least because it's Britain's #1 boat under massive pressure, Sam. And the tradition of the British 4 is there, and these Italians tend to break it today. But of course, Mo Sabihi, the Olympic champion, stroke of the British 4, will try and put right that lapse in form we saw yesterday. Slow start from the Russians. They really waited, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they got caught waiting there for just half a second too long. Italy and France were off hot, but we'll see how that develops.
Well, the British got dumped in the first quarter of yesterday's heat. There we see Mo Sabihi, the Olympic champion in this event, and of course European champion behind him, Callum McBride. Will Satch stroke the Olympic 8 to gold. So there's 2 Olympic champions in the British crew, but at the moment the Italians have shot out, haven't they? Look at the 31-year-old Dominic Montuone in the stroke seat, and the amazing athleticism of the man behind him, Matteo Castaldo.
We've dropped the Netherlands, though, which seems a surprise. Less than about 250 metres in.
Look at Castaldo go with the yellow sunglasses. He is just heaving that boat in the first 250. I've got a metre lead, I think, over the far side. That's the Romanians who've gone out quick too. And to their left, the Russians are right in the pack. Britain have had a better start. They've not been dropped by as much as they were yesterday.
Look, the rate's all above 40 as we come up to about 400 metres. That's the Dutch off the line. There you go, right. Boat wrecker on the left-hand side. That's what cost them time. They're still trying to recover from that, and that's what's dropped them out the back of the pack. Italy, though, just huge from them at the front of the field. They think that they've got a shot at being the new leaders of this field, of this for the next season, I think.
Well, the Italians posted the quickest time in yesterday's semi-final, went through 1:25.2. That was about a second quicker than the British. They're not so much quicker today, and much better start from the British crew, but the Italians do have that tremendous fluidity we've seen. Look at the run of that white boat. So it's actually beautiful, isn't it, Sam? Stern running flat, lovely pickup, and they're moving out.
They are indeed. It's a mix of different crews that they've put together, as we say, from both the pair, the 4 and the 8. So they've got a broad field of experience.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? We've seen the 2 guys from the men's pair come out of that 4 and decide they want to be in the pair. So what's happened? Well, this crew has been put together from the bronze medal pair in the Olympics, Di Costanzo and Giovanni Abignali. Not the Abignali of famous Italian rowing, that's got 2 B's, his name's only 1, but it's a combination of those medalists from Rio, and they are making beautiful rowing moves at the moment.
Romania and Italy both still sitting over 40 strokes a minute, punishing in the heat here. We're probably up to about 24, 25 degrees. The Great Britain start to make tracks.
It was a decent start by the British, but at the moment they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to medal, and this could be a race where we see the British 4 out of the medals, which will be sensational. I think Mo Sabihi will start to do things, the big British stroke man, in the gears in the third quarter and in the last quarter where he's so strong, but at the moment the pace of the race is too hot for the British, and technically I think they're a bit lacking at the moment.
The Netherlands still trying to recover from that upset they had very, very early on, and it's dropped them out of the field, really. Italy also out of the field as they sit in a class of their own at the front of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we see a lovely shot of the smooth movements of the Italians as the water's a little poppy in the middle of the course there.
A lot of head movement though. There's a lot of looking round going from them, given that they're at the front of the field.
If you look at their bodies, it doesn't look great what they're doing, but then you look at the blades and they're right locked on it. The Romanians, I think, to me, are moving really well. Nice fluidity in there, the way they take the pickup, and we've seen that from the Romanian men's 8, and of course the Italians are involved in coaching in the Romanian set out, and that influence from the Italian juniors has come into the Romanians. It's smoothed out their rowing, and they're very, very competitive now. Britain off the pace, and at the moment it doesn't look like they're going to medal.
No, it doesn't. They've got a lot of work to do if they're to claw their way back up there. The Romanians' rate hasn't dropped below 41 strokes a minute yet, so that's got to start to tire them yet. It'd be massive strength if they can hold that. They're coming up towards 1,500 metres now, nearly a mile into this race. Italy still absolutely owning this race ahead of Romania and then Poland.
Clearwater up, and the French are ahead of Britain. The French are going to be loving that stroke by Edouard Joinville, the 27-year-old. And there's the Russians. They really rode a beautiful race yesterday, I thought, in the semi-final. Won that semi-final ahead of the British. I was talking to their coach today. He said he wasn't sure they were going to medal because they are quite inconsistent, but he hoped for something, and at the moment they have got that lead on the Britain, and Mosabi, he and the British will Satch, the 2 Olympic champions, look a bit short, not really getting out to length. They're trying to go through the gears, Sam, but it's not going to happen for them.
No, I don't think it will. Russia, it's a great improvement from them. They were 6th in Belgrade, so they were the last boat in the final, and it's a much bigger field here.
Yeah, look at Ciprian Tudoza, the Romanian stroke. He's going back on the Italians. He wants that gold medal. I think he's left it too late. But that charge of the Romanians for the Italians and the Russians for the Romanians is taking them away from the British, who will not medal. When was the last time a British 4 didn't medal? I cannot remember. This is sensational history being made. Britain's top boat being outpaced out of the medals at the European Championships.
That's Italy. They've absolutely owned it. It's a massive finish from them. They're doing everything they can just to stay out of the grasp of Romania and Russia, who've just thrown everything to the wall as they come charging to the line. Italy, Romania, Russia. Those are medalists. France in 4th. Great Britain dropped into 5th place. Celebrations from the Italians already.
Was that 5th for Britain? My goodness me, the French are going to be loving that, but let's not take anything away from the Italians.
Yeah, that's some proud supporters there after that race. 5:54.52. It's a good time as well. Very, very pleased team there. Well deserved that. The barman, Domenico Montrone. And that the Romanians, after they held 41 strokes a minute for 2,000 metres. Great celebrations from there. Arm raised in triumph with Cristiana Ivascu in the bow seat. That's the Russian Federation. They came back very strongly. They've moved up from 6th last time out to a bronze medal here.
And we see power shifting, don't we, in the world of rowing, because now almost the world's top rowing federation at this stage of the season are the Italians, and they've got some fantastic boats. Good men's 8 here in the small final, but the men's pair and the men's 4 are really seeing off the rest of the opposition, and so dynamic, such a joy to watch. And Domenico Montrone raises his hands in the bows there. You can see Marco Di Costanza too celebrating. Boys are absolutely exhausted. Giovanni Abignali laying down there.
There you go, that's the results then. Italy 5:54.52, a second and a half ahead of Romania. Russian Federation in 3rd.